Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. So today we're going to be doing another episode of my Slayer series. And first things first, I apologize if you hear anything in the background like a big explosion because there's thunderstorms going on right now. Either way, of course, this is the series where I go for 120 Slayer, and it's been a long time coming. Like, this series is so infrequently updated, and that has a lot to do with this isn't the only series I'm working on. And Slayer isn't the only thing I do on this game. I do it whenever I feel like it, and I get progress whenever. And if you forgot from the last episode, we ended up at 59 million Slayer, which means we're still 44 million away from that ultimate goal. So you guys know the drill already. Let's go right into the tasks. So for the first event that happened, it was at Eretz. And during one of the tasks, I got a 21 rune plate body rare drop table drop, which may not sound like a huge amount, but that is like 800k, which is really good. That's like 2 or 3 scales. And speaking of Serenic scales, I actually did get one on that task as well. And then soon after, I had a Celestials task, which you guys should know already. If I'm talking about Celestials, if they are brought up in this series, you know that I got a Visage, and that is exactly what happened. I got a Visage at the start of the task. It seems like they do not want to stop raining Visages on me. I really don't see any end in sight, honestly, at this point. But after that, during the same day, I had an Edimu task, and during that I noticed that the crystal seeds that you get, like the tool seeds, the weapon seeds, and the armor seeds, the tradable ones, not the attuned ones, at the time were a ton of money, and I was getting so many of them. I'm not really sure how many I have of each currently in my tab, but it does add a fair amount of money. But further along that task, I did get a blood shard. It seems like I can never go to Edimu and not get one of these things, and this was number 11. When I recorded this, it was at 7.4 mil. I'm pretty sure they're lower than that now, but considering I have 11 of them, even if, let's say, they're 5 mil by the time I sell them, way in the future, that's still 55 mil just from one rare drop. Well, I mean one type of rare drop. And then moving on, a long time later, probably like a couple weeks later, I had a Nihil task, and during this task I got a Hunter Brawlers drop. And basically they give you a bunch more experience if you use them in the wilderness. For example, the Hunter Brawlers are very, very good because what you do is you drop down a Divination Hunter location right in the start of the wilderness, and then wear the gloves and then collect it, and it's basically a daily thing and you get a ton of Hunter experience from it. Not to mention with the new wilderness skilling update and the wilderness tasks, there may be a lot more uses for these type of brawlers, so it's always good for me to get more. Moving on, I'm back at Eretz again, and this time I got another rare drop table drop, but it was a 50 rune bar drop. I think rune bars are like 12 to 13k, so assuming it's that much, that's about a 650k drop, which again is like 2 scales. I am fine with that. And then we return to the good old Celestial Dragons, and you could have predicted this, I got another Visage. It's honestly uncommon for me to not get a drop there at this point. But later that same day, I found myself back at Eretz, and this time I got another rare drop table drop, like 3 in a row, and this one was a very good one. It was 136 unenchanted Onyx Bolts. And I'm pretty sure that drop was like a mil, which is a hell of a lot of money for a rare drop table drop. Then continuing on that string of luck that day, I got another Visage from Celestials. I'm not even joking, you guys now. I got another one. And it was literally at the beginning of the task within like the first 3 to 5 kills, I believe. And then for the final thing that happened during the episode, this was, no joke, the last task of the episode. I received 2 Visages from Celestials. Yeah, I'm not shitting you guys. I got more Visages from these dragons that fucking love me. And if you've been counting how many Visages I've talked about today, we are at 5. I mean, it may sound a little boring after a while, me just saying Visages over and over and over, but like, that's what happens. I mean, I can't control it. Maybe I should just stop doing Celestials. But regardless, that was the end of the episode, and that was a lot of good drops, I would say. But you may be wondering how much Slayer we did. And like I said, we started at 59 million. So the end of this episode, I was at 66 million Slayer. And if I whip out my graphic calculator, I'm pretty sure that is 7 million Slayer. And yeah, we're just inching closer to the ultimate goal. There's still a long road ahead, but I mean, I just gotta get motivated, stay on point with this slaying goal. And yeah, with all that said, let's go and look at the slides and see how the series is progressing. So first, let's take a gander at my drops page. And the thing that sticks out to me the most is that now I'm at 15 visages and 11 blood shards right smack dab in the middle of the screen. That is a hell of a lot of drops right there, guys. Just the visages alone, that's like 18 mil. And then the blood shards, assuming they're, let's just say they're 5 mil by the time I sell them. Like I said earlier, 55. So just those two items, I got 73 mil rotting in my bank. And yeah, it's always nice to look at how this stuff is progressing. I'm still missing that Abbey wand to essentially complete this page. I mean, there's a lot of drops that I didn't put on this series that I, could. And if there are any drops you want me to put on this page, then I can if you want. But let's move on to the stats page. And if I remember correctly, the time taken for this series at the end of episode 5 was at 111 hours. So that means we added 25 hours to this episode. But I'm making so much money and this series is pretty fun to do, so I don't really mind. And yeah, there's really nothing I can say about this. You guys can read. I usually ramble on these type of stuff, but most things have already been said. So I'm going to skip showing you guys my tab because most of it now is just, my boss pet series. So it'd be kind of hard to show you what I have in my tab for Slayer, and you already saw that on my drops page. So I think that concludes this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't too rambly, but either way, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.